As the sun rises over Ethiopia's highlands, a new day begins for a nation with old ambitions. Ethiopia, the most populous landlocked country in the world, wakes up every morning without access to the sea. Decades ago, Ethiopia's territory stretched to the Red Sea. Its ports were gateways for trade, culture, and opportunity. Massawa and Assab, once vital arteries for Ethiopia's economy, are now just memories. In 1993, Eritrea's independence severed Ethiopia's access to the sea, transforming it overnight into a landlocked nation. Today, Ethiopia relies almost entirely on Djibouti's port for its imports and exports. Over 90% of its trade passes through this single corridor. This dependence comes at a cost. Every shipment, every barrel of oil, every ton of wheat, subject to the politics and stability of a neighbor. Delays, rising prices and uncertainty ripple through Ethiopia's economy, limiting its growth and ambitions. For Ethiopia's 120 million people, the longing for the Red Sea is not just nostalgia, it's a question of national destiny. This is why Ethiopia wants the Red Sea and why the world should pay attention. Ethiopia is the most populous landlocked country in the world. With over 120 million people and a fast-growing economy, its need for reliable access to the sea is more urgent than ever. Today, more than 90% of Ethiopia's imports and exports flow through Djibouti. This single corridor is a lifeline, but also a vulnerability. Ethiopia's leaders worry that relying on one route leaves the country exposed to political pressure, price hikes, or even blockades. That's why Ethiopia has long sought alternatives, negotiating with neighbors for access to the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. The ports of Berbera in Somaliland and Assab in Eritrea are both closer to Ethiopia's industrial heartland than Djibouti and could offer cheaper, faster routes to global markets. But politics complicate everything. Deals with Somaliland anger Somalia, while relations with Eritrea remain fragile after decades of conflict. For Ethiopia, gaining access to the Red Sea isn't just about trade. It's about national security, economic independence, and regional influence. Every move Ethiopia makes is watched closely by its neighbors, each with their own interests and fears about shifting power in the Horn of Africa. The world is paying attention. Ethiopia's quest for the Red Sea could reshape alliances, trigger new rivalries, or open the door to greater cooperation. On the ground, new roads and port projects are already underway, each one a step toward Ethiopia's dream of reaching the sea. Ethiopia's push for the Red Sea is changing the map and the future of the Horn of Africa. Ethiopia is Africa's second most populous country, but it's landlocked, cut off from direct access to the sea since Eritrea's independence in 1993. Today, over 95% of Ethiopia's imports and exports pass through Djibouti, making the Red Sea a lifeline for its economy. From coffee to textiles, Ethiopia's industries depend on reliable, affordable access to global markets, something only the Red Sea can provide. But relying on a single corridor through Djibouti is risky and expensive. That's why Ethiopia has pushed for alternative routes and even direct access to the Red Sea. Ethiopia's quest for the Red Sea isn't just about economics, it's about security, sovereignty, and shaping the future of the Horn of Africa. For Ethiopia, the Red Sea represents hope, opportunity, and a vital link to the world. Ethiopia, the most populous landlocked country in the world, has long dreamed of regaining direct access to the Red Sea. Today, nearly all of Ethiopia's imports and exports must pass through Djibouti, a dependency that shapes its economy and foreign policy. Ethiopian leaders argue that direct access to the sea is vital for national security, economic growth, and regional influence. Before the Eritrean-Ethiopian War, Ethiopia relied on Eritrea's ports, Massawa and Assab, for its maritime trade. But since the border conflict, Ethiopia has been cut off from these ports, intensifying its search for alternatives along the Red Sea. Ethiopia has invested in developing access through Somaliland's Berbera port, hoping to diversify its trade routes and reduce reliance on Djibouti. Recent diplomatic moves signal Ethiopia's determination to secure a path to the sea, whether through negotiation, investment, or new partnerships. If successful, these efforts could transform Ethiopia's economy and reshape the balance of power in the Horn of Africa. Ethiopia's quest for the Red Sea is a story of ambition, resilience, and the enduring importance of maritime access in a rapidly changing region. Ethiopia's interest in Somalia is driven by geography and ambition. Without direct access to the sea, Ethiopia's economy is at a disadvantage. Every year, Ethiopia relies on neighboring ports, especially Djibouti, to move its imports and exports. This dependence shapes its foreign policy. Gaining access to the Red Sea would transform Ethiopia's economy, lowering costs, boosting trade, and increasing regional influence. But these ambitions require delicate negotiations. Somalia's leaders weigh the benefits and risks of granting Ethiopia a stake on their coast. The strategy, partnerships, infrastructure, and economic deals that could reshape the region's balance of power. The competition is intense. Ethiopia, Gulf states, and others all seeking influence over Somalia's future and the Red Sea corridor. For Somalis, these rivalries bring both hope and uncertainty, shaping the nation's destiny at the crossroads of Africa and the Red Sea. Ethiopia is Africa's second most populous country, yet it remains landlocked, cut off from direct access to the world's oceans. For decades, this has shaped its economy, its politics, and its sense of national destiny. Every year, Ethiopia spends hundreds of millions of dollars on port fees and logistics, relying almost entirely on Djibouti for its imports and exports. This dependence makes the country vulnerable to external pressures and limits its economic growth. Gaining access to the Red Sea isn't just about trade. It's about sovereignty, security, and unlocking Ethiopia's full potential. Leaders in Addis Ababa see a direct route to the sea as essential for national pride and regional influence. Ethiopia's quest for the Red Sea is a story of ambition and necessity. Whether through negotiation, partnership, or new infrastructure, the country is determined to secure its place on the world stage and shape the future of the Horn of Africa. The Red Sea represents more than a body of water for Ethiopia. It's a lifeline to prosperity, security, and a new chapter in its national story. The choices made today will echo for generations to come. Only through vision, cooperation, and respect for all nations' aspirations can the Horn of Africa find lasting peace and shared progress.